Good day and welcome back to another week of Talking Technical, and thank you for the requests. And as always, remember, this is a service to the public, so you can post your requests either on Twitter or X nowadays, or even on YouTube. You can drop your quote there. I mean, there's one guy asking every week about Bitcoin. It looks like his brain is stuck in Bitcoin, but let's kick off with Ethereum. Well, first of all, we had a nice sell-off here. I mean, can you believe it that early in September, well, late August, sorry, it was as high as 4,955, and within a matter of a few weeks, it went as low as last week, 3,055. Well, if you look at the chart, it looks like there's like almost a channel developing here, and there's the channel. And remember, everybody believes that cryptocurrencies cannot go lower. In actual fact, I get the idea nowadays that everybody believes that nothing can go lower. Now, if you look at this chart here, this is like a falling wedge developing, but some people will almost say that it is so open and wide here that you can maybe talk about a descending channel, but this is a falling wedge because this piece is a little bit bigger than that. It can maybe work all the way on here for a long time. But where will the chart getting interested? Remember, that's the 50-day moving average. It is below the 50-day moving average and above $3,841. It can maybe break to the upside. You can maybe chase it. The momentum to the top. Let's just do the easy method here, and that is you just take the opening of that gap and you extend it to the top, and there you are. Then it can maybe take Ethereum all the way to the top, and that is, let's use that one because that is close to that. That one will be 4,886, and my stop loss will be the low of this candle, just to give me a little bit of breathing space, will be 3,356. And the other day I read something very interesting. A guy said he became a pro trader just by doing one simple thing, and that is, instead of being so tight on stop losses, he sometimes used a little bit of a bigger stop loss so that he doesn't get wiped out. And then he realized that often it works, because remember, all these software programs has got the idea that, or they haven't got the idea, they've got exactly the places where you should put your stop losses. So let's say your stop loss is 3,356, the low of that candle. Maybe put it a little bit lower, 3,350 or so, because sometimes they use exactly that spot. They just squeeze you out, and then the price reverts from there. But I mean, Ethereum's chart look okay, but while it's below this 50-day moving average, I'll get a little bit nervous. Let's have a look at Woolies. I mean, with all the news that we are seeing around retailers, Woolworths is one of those companies that a lot of people are eyeing, and I want to put it on a line chart because I just would like to show you here. This is nothing else than a massive consolidation, and everybody is starting to talk a few things about the retailers. Some people tend to get a little bit more positive, but if I look at the retailers, some of them are coming from very low bases, like a Truworths. I mean, they've been hammered, Italtal, some of those shares, but here you see a beautiful ascending channel. Now, ascending channel is positive while the share is moving inside this channel, but unfortunately, when it breaks this line, and that is at 52 Rand, we can maybe see the channel move all the way down to 48.50, and that is close to that previous low. So although Woolworths is trying their best, I see their beauty section is also doing better than expected. It looks like that the share price can maybe come under pressure, and I always say, if you do want to buy a share in a sector that's under pressure, try to buy it as close to the bottom where it turns around, because if you buy it here and the things are really getting under pressure, it can maybe go even lower to 48 Rand and 74 cents. Well, Vodacom, of course, remember, this is all daily charts this week. I'm looking at daily charts because we're in the end of the year. I've still got that head and shoulder formation here, but let's just take that away for the moment, and you will see there's a tiny little head and shoulder formation that worries me, and there you are. And just for the newcomers to the show, remember, a neckline of a head and shoulder formation can be skew, so it doesn't need to be 100% horizontal line, it can be skew. And what do we see here? There's the left shoulder, there's the head, we're busy on the right shoulder, we're just above the 50-day moving average, but this head and shoulder formation will only come into play at 134.96. And where can it take it to? The full target, you will see, it can easily take it down to the previous lows of where it was traded the other day, and there you are, it can maybe go all the way down to this 132.34. And sometimes you will see that if let's say that low is just below that, remember, technical analysis is not an exact art or skill. It is a more or less skill. Usually you 8 to 10 times correct. The other 2 times you're horribly wrong. So that's why you use a stop loss to protect your capital. But I mean, if this line and that line is close to each other, remember that is more or less the area that it can go to. Yes, sometimes it goes exactly to that spot. The other day I gave somebody a selling level for the S&P 500, and I did check it on the chart, and it exactly went to that level. But sometimes I can just say that is pure luck, because it never works like it's 100% to the T. Let's have a look at Tencent, because Tencent, I mean, is the share that everybody loves, because Tencent is the almost, you can say, the driving force behind Naspers and Prosus. And I just want to use a candlestick chart here. I see that the chart does want to go up, but look at this. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and we may be busy on the right shoulder. Now we are above the 50-day moving average. That of course is bullish, and if we can get above this little line, let's just show you there. If we can get above that line, this right shoulder will be wiped off the table, so momentum to the top will resume in all earnest, and that level is 664 on the dot. So remember, above 664 on the dot, this head and shoulder formation may be wiped off the table, and the share can maybe advance even higher. But I'm still looking at this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline on 609.50, below 609.50. What can we see? We've got 2 targets. The one is the conservative target, that's from the right shoulder to the neckline. Let's just do the extension there. That can take the share all the way down to 571.50. Look at this candle, this gap. That gap sits between 566 and 564.50, so we can maybe head for that to close. And the full target to the downside is, and we do the extension there. And the reason why I'm a little bit bearish here and there, everybody in the world is just bullish, and I'm always nervous if everybody is bullish, things can maybe turn upside down. Well, if it breaks below the neckline, it can go to this level. There's the level 532.50, but also keep this little gap in the back of your head, and that will be between 527, and that gap will close at 526 on the dot. So Tencent, I know they're buying back their own shares, everybody's happy about them, but I do not like this head and shoulder formation may be making, and only above this level of 664 on the dot, I'll say that the momentum can take the share higher again. Let's have a look at the Nasdaq. Well, the Nasdaq, of course, is the top index that everybody watches, but something happened on Friday night that immediately caught my attention, and everybody is saying that the technology shares are too expensive, their PEs are high, and we all know that, but something happened, and look what happened. In the past, the 50-day moving average were used by investors to buy the index, and if it bounces off there, it goes quite higher. There you are, you've seen that in September again. And on Friday night exactly, the index opened up lower, it was under pressure, and what did it do? It, on this 50-day moving average, it found some buyers. This is a bullish hammer candle showing us that it can go higher, and there's 2 gaps here. The one gap is between 25065 and it will close at 25083, But I think everybody in the world say that if the technology counters will come on the go, will start to move, it will probably close this gap, and this gap sits between 257.62 and it will close at 258.87. But I just want to say to investors, remember, everything is bullish. Bitcoin is not too far from its highs. I mean, that entered bear market territory the other day, but it immediately bounced off there. The markets are almost close to a new all-time high. There's all talks of the world that is just bullishness. Yes, you've got some negativity around, but if I see a bullish candle like this on the 50-day moving average, it tells me there's maybe some money around that can go back into markets. Well, thank you for watching the show. Let's chat it again, and as you always, look after yourself, and blessings.